Hey everybody, we're back with another episode of How to Play Minetest, and we are continuing the onslaught of "You're building it wrong, fix it now" with Hogwarts. So, what we're going to do is wait for the sun to set, and then we'll hop in bed real quick so we have daylight and we can see things better. But in this episode, we are going to be adding the Broom Shed and the flying field. This is mentioned just very, very briefly in the first book, but the field that they learn to fly on is actually not inside the castle, it is outside the castle, and it's opposite the Forbidden Forest or Dark Forest, which is over that way, and it's just a big flat field over here. There is a broom shed somewhere between it and the Quidditch pitch, which just kind of makes sense that, you know, the two places where you use a broomstick, you're going to have your broom cupboard pretty close there. And there's also, I believe, an oak tree nearby, which is where Neville gets in trouble as he's flying around, or when Harry and Malfoy are arguing over the Remembrall. He says, how about I leave it up a tree? So there's got to be some kind of tree close by for them to do that. It looks like we're going to have to do some landscaping down around this way to make that work, but we're going to try to adapt this field right here into the flying field. Otherwise, I suppose we could go down here and flatten something out there and then just make the terrace up this way with the shed in between. So that's what we'll be doing in this episode. Alright, daytime again, send all the dirt monsters back to the dirt, and we'll come over here and decide what exactly we're going to do. We will hop into fly mode because we need to be able to see things quickly and make a decision. It says, I'm trying to remember if they actually go down, so that might actually make more sense to flatten this off down here, and then maybe have the broom shed like halfway up to the Quidditch pitch. Because they have to go from the castle to the broom shed to pick up their broom, and then they go to the changing rooms, which are actually part of the stadium, which I hadn't planned on building, but now that I know they're there, we got to do it. So, I think that's what we'll do. We'll flatten out a spot down here, because it just says it's a flat field. Maybe even this thing right here. Chop that down, and then kind of flatten it out this way and flatten it out this way. And then just have a trail that goes up that way. I think that'll work, and then we can chop all this stuff out and we don't have to worry about it. Cool. I like that idea. So let's chop this out real quick so we have a little bit more dirt to build with. The reason I built this out in the first place was we were going to do Hogwarts full scale, which ended up being way too big a build. It was like 400 blocks by 200 blocks or something like that, or 300 blocks. Yeah, 400 by 300. And we scaled it back to half scale, which is 150 by 200. Still pretty ridiculously big. So to help count out all those blocks, I built this out, and then I realized that the shape of the castle, we didn't need to come out this far. So we'll chop all this back. And again, we got to come up with some kind of way to get down here that's not too terrible, but still makes sense. So we'll probably be doing some landscaping later. Probably not in this episode. We'll just try to get the field and the broom shed done. And then maybe just the immediate path back up to level ground here. That'll be good to get this back looking a little bit more natural as well. Okay, that comes out a ways. We'll take care of that later. Alright, so just say it's like they come out and they go opposite the Dark Forest. We've got that right there. I'm thinking right at the top here is where we want to have our broom shed. And I think we will use some of the new stone walls that they have. Yeah. Because that just feels, you know, wallsy. 24, hopefully that's enough to build a nice little broom shed right here. It's still within striking distance of the Quidditch pitch, but it's on the way down to the flying field, which will be right there. So I'm alright with that. This should be good. Alright, and where's a good natural staircase? Just right here. So if this is our staircase, let's go ahead and... Yeah, right there looks good. So, if that's our pathway, we want the broom shed to be just right off the side here. This is actually a cobblestone fence, is what this is. But, if you double stack it, it makes some pretty good looking walls. And I can already tell I'm going to need to build more. Ching, ching, and then the door right there. That'll work. So we'll hop up here and do this. Whew. Uh-oh. And we're out. That's okay. Alright, that's 18 more. Hopefully that'll finish us off here. And plenty. That's not bad at all. And it kind of has holes in it, so it has more of a raggedy shed look to it. And again, we'll need to put some kind of roof on it. But for now, let's just get a door. Went a little crazy on my clicking there. Okay, how do we feel about that? Feels kind of open. I'm gonna go back one. No, that's not any better. Ooh, there's an idea. There we go. A little slightly better feel. I'm still not completely sold on it, but at least feels like there's sort of an entry thing. Alright, maybe that'll grow on me. We'll leave that for now. Let's head out here. And we gotta pick which level to make the flying field at. It says it's a square field, so we kind of need to square off whatever we're doing here. I suppose we could leave that as a boundary. Maybe that's where we'll put the tree. I like that idea. Do I have any saplings on me? I don't. Okay. I'll have to go grab a sapling. So if we leave that, and we make... I think we'll go at this level here. Oh, and I really need to pick these so I get seeds that I can plant later when we get to the gardens. And I'm going to have a little rant when we get to the gardens, so I'll apologize now for when we get there and I rant. Okay, we're going to hop into fly mode again just to make this a smidge easier. Just about there. Okay. We'll just level this out here. which is not the most exciting thing to watch. I apologize, but it's something that we haven't built yet, and it needs done. My mouse is going all over the place here. Okay, there we go. That's better. And we'll probably want to make a whole bunch of signs to label all this as well once we're done. Whoops. This is one of those episodes where I really need to have someone join me so we can get this done twice as fast. Alright, let's do a branch out this way. And then we'll hop out of fly mode because it's actually hindering me at the moment. Because I'm moving around too much. Ah! Yep, hop on out of there, rat. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna get caught there, sheep, if you don't hop out of here real quick. Here, tell you what, how about you give me that, and we'll do that. Normally I like to leave my sheep alone, but seeing as we're kind of in the middle of something, yeah. And of course night's gonna fall again because this is gonna take a while. So probably what we'll end up doing is, to make this look like a square field, we'll take some of those new cobblestone fences and we'll put it around the outside, and then we can just label it as the flying field. Which isn't entirely accurate with the book. There really isn't a fence, it's just a great big empty field. But in my mind, fields have fences. Gotta have an edge to the field somewhere, somehow. So that's what we're gonna do. Problem is I'm down in a hole here, which means I'm gonna get clobbered by dirt monsters in a minute. Hopefully we can get far enough along we don't get clobbered too terribly much. But the way that sun's going down, I don't have a whole lot of hope. Yeah, let's just head up real quick. It's gonna be faster. The bed's just right here. Bam. Bam. Alright. No worries. Okay, turn that off. Alright, we got... using enough dirt here, we need to get 2 piles out at a time. While we're going along here doing things that are not terribly interesting, would like to thank the people who've been discussing the game on my channel lately. A lot of good comments have come out, information, things that I didn't know, or that I had guessed but didn't know for sure. So I want to thank all the people who've been talking about the recent upgrades and other things that you can do with the game, like running. I didn't realize that you could hold E and run. So that was something I didn't know about. Somebody else mentioned a suit of armor to display something stand that we might be able to use as our suits of armor in the school, so I need to check that out still, but that's something we might be able to incorporate. May require a newer version of the 3D armor mod, but I will look into that. And I'm trying to remember what else people have been talking about. A lot of good things. Alright. So there's our quote-unquote flying field. Oh yeah, we needed a sapling, didn't we? Do I have saplings? I do. Alright. So, we'll put our tree right here. Whoops. Helps if you're on the right block before you click. There we go. So put a tree right there. And then maybe a couple over here just to give some variety to the landscape. There, something like that. Okay. And we need to build our stairs to get from hither to yon. Ching, ching, ching. Is that gonna be enough? 10? That should be pretty close. Whoops. Hit the microphone. What am I doing? Whoa, turn that off. Whoa. Going crazy here. Alright. Alright, so that gets us up to here. Let's go ahead and build some signs. So we need 2 signs. One for the flying field and one for the broom shed. If you build... That's really odd. Why am I getting 3 signs? Did they change that? Before you only got 1. Hold on here. You now get 3 signs per build. That is very kind of them, because that was a major headache before. You'd build 1 sign and it's like, ugh, I need to put more signs up. They're so expensive. Alright. Broom Shed, which is mentioned multiple times in the book. Hagrid is out defrosting brooms. Harry's going to put his broom away when he follows Quirrell into the dark forest. So it's mentioned a lot. Do I have fence posts? I do have fence posts. I was thinking ahead. Hooray me. Alright. So, I want to make this kind of square, so let's do that. Ching. Flying field. There we go. Cool. So we now have this lovely staircase that comes down, and we can say, oh look, it's the flying field. And let's get some of this out here as a reminder as to what I was going to do. So we probably want to go like that. Wanted to keep it a little bit more natural than that. Whatever, okay. Something like that. So, alright, we'll end up with a nice square flying field down here. Alright, cool. That'll do it for this episode. That one was kind of long. We had to build some stuff, get rid of some stuff, flatten out some stuff. So, I apologize. That one went a little bit longer than I was planning on. Hope you guys enjoyed it, though, and enjoy seeing Hogwarts starting to come together and look much more accurate with the books. We will catch you guys next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And until then, go build something.